So, I think he says a lot of truth there insofar as we don't really own the black voice. We don't. We don't. And I suggested last week that Cosby was on the air because he showcased a quality of black family that was completely non-threatening to whites, because all of the kids ended up kind of aimless white kids. And we don't really own. And then you look at all the Norman Lear shows. Like, to be a black family in the 70s and 80s was to have to go through Norman Lear to be portrayed. So we don't really own the black voice. Our black voice needs final approval by somebody else, and that's not particularly good for blacks' self-determination. And I think that's a conversation we need to have. Now, when I say that we don't really own the black voice or the black mind, and if you control the black mind, you control the black behind, most people will nod their head and say, like, yeah, that's about right. We don't own the voice. Now, when Kanye says we don't own the voice, they do, and he's talking about, Jewish community in Hollywood and in culture, that's when people say, like, you're an anti-Semite. Well, if we don't own it, someone else does. Okay? If we don't own it, if Kanye West can't express how he wants to address racism in America, and someone else is policing him and saying, like, no, we'll mass produce and distribute like gangster rap, but we won't mass produce and distribute this White Lives shirt. That's a problem. That's a problem. So somehow it's okay to say that we don't own and produce our own voice. We don't own our own voice, like in terms of public culture, but it's not okay to say that they do.